My name is Nkese Kukigam. I am the board secretary for the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation. What I like most about the program is that it's thought-provoking. It stimulates your thinking. It's not just a theoretical program where you're learning about, the theory about leadership and strategy. You're forced to think, actually focus on it and what leadership and strategy mean in the digital economy that we are all operating in. I think what has inspired me the most is having to learn about the difference between being a strategical leader and a tactical leader. What we found out is that even though you're in a leadership position and you find out that you're more involved in the tactical aspect of things, just making sure that things are done the way they're supposed to be without devoting enough time to the strategic thinking and then actually trying to find out if you're focusing on if what you do actually fulfills the purpose of your role. I think we've learned a new word, being a busy fool. So you're now forced to examine yourself on a daily basis. Am I what I am doing? So I'm really busy, but is my work fulfilling purpose? Am I actually being strategic, or I'm just being a busy fool, busy doing all the things I'm not supposed to be and leaving, the things that I ought to be doing? So that's very insightful for me. It's the whole aspect of having to focus more on digitization. It was a concept I was familiar with, but I hadn't paid much attention. So this has brought this to the fore to me. I've had to, like I said, pay much more attention to it. What does digitization mean? So for instance, it's digital transformation is not just about acquiring, the hardware. It's about the software. It's also about collaboration. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to do everything. So for instance, when they talk about AI, you don't have to go, learning coding and programming. Just have the basic knowledge and then collaborate with those who are the subject matter experts in order to, bring efficiency to your work. Well, I am going to have to embrace technology a little bit much more. I'm going to develop my technical competence. I'm going to have to learn more about it and be more open to adopting technology and try to see how it's going to work. And then of course I'm going to be definitely more strategic, leave the tactical aspects, delegate that to middle level management, and then see how digitization can improve efficiency in my work and how we're going to onboard the whole ESG concept in digitization, how that would affect ESG and a whole lot of, so I have a lot of work to do when I get back.
I've learned new ways of doing things, especially in leadership, in ADR, and reaching an agreement in negotiation.
Lovely, thank you. And what have you enjoyed the most being on TEXEM?
What I enjoyed the most is the interactive aspect of it.
And what are you going to do differently when you go back home to Nigeria after being on TEXEM?
Okay, I'm going to deploy some of the strategies learned from the presentations by Professor Griffiths, the MP, and some other presenters, facilitators.
Thank you. Firstly, would you like to tell us your name and your occupation, please?
I'm Samira Abakar-Gwandu, Mrs. I'm a legal practitioner and I work with the Tax Appeal Tribunal, Nigeria.
Lovely, thank you. And what have you liked being on the course of TEXEM?
Basically the courses, the way they're designed, I think the facilitators are engaging, they're knowledgeable, they know what they're doing, and they make it fun and entertaining, so yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
And what have you enjoyed the most being on TEXEM?
I've learned a lot. I'm a better person for attending the course. I believe I'll be able to now take that back, and because the people, the networking, knowing a lot more about leadership skills.
Brilliant. And what are you going to do differently when you go back home, now being on TEXEM?
To apply what I've learned is a refresher course on leadership, to now engage other stakeholders, my team, people around, and even my bosses. I'll try and share what I've learned with them on how to be better leaders.
Thank you. And is there anything else you'd like to say about TEXEM?
Yeah, I think, I believe TEXEM has a way of making people, feel comfortable, accommodating. They make it fun and interesting, lively. The people we've met, they're quite warm and welcoming. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
One major key takeaway for me would be the fact that fear is our biggest enemy. And once you can conquer fear, you are able to do anything. And so it has been an exciting and insightful 4 days for me. I got to network with people from back home that I didn't know. But overall, it has been an enjoyable experience, learning especially from Cadbury how they've been able to stay in business all these years. That's a classic example of a company or an organization that is resilient. And that's why I came. How do we become resilient in this age of disruption? So TEXEM, thank you.